Bit of a juicy one today. So we finally got another gameplay clip of the next Battlefield game. This game courtesy of a BF community update a couple hours ago, and I thought I wanted to do a video on this because it's kind of interesting, pretty cool, and it's a clip that shows some insane destruction, and it talks about some of the gameplay implications of it, and there's some new stuff in here that we haven't seen before, so we're going to go through it here. Community update, Battlefield Labs destruction. We're back with another community update focused on destruction and a summary of our initial learnings from previous Battlefield Labs play sessions. Let's start with a preview of how we're designing and testing destruction for the future. Our design philosophy for destruction. Our goals for destruction are centered around adding further gameplay depth by allowing you to reshape the environment and transform your surroundings towards a tactical advantage. For example, barging through walls to surprise your enemies, reshaping the battlefield to create new paths into the capture zones, or taking down a building to take out an attacking squad. We're designing destruction around easily identifiable visual and audio language that lets you understand what can be destroyed, altered, or transformed through gameplay. We aim to make destruction an integral part of your Battlefield experience to create an intuitive, fun, and rewarding environment where you feel empowered to shape the world around you. Now, this is pretty cool because it seems like the philosophy here is rather than just, oh, let's blow stuff up for the sake of it, they're letting you blow stuff up and it will therefore have gameplay implications, and we're going to see that in this clip here that we'll watch in just a second. Now, there was a bit here where was it, barging through walls. I'm not sure about the description of that. I mean, I hope you can't just barge through a wall, but I guess that means like an M320 grenade, like dunk, you blow the wall up, Bad Company style, you burst through that wall. We're going to move on. Destruction and gameplay. Let's take walls as an example of the new destruction language. Once a wall takes enough damage from an explosion, smaller impacts such as bullets, which will also contribute to its destruction, allowing you to shoot your way through the wall. Okay, so you don't need explosives to destroy walls anymore. Some walls anymore, it seems. So I guess if you put enough lead into something, it's going to crack. You're going to see it crack, and then it will break eventually. Obviously, if you got an RPG or C4, you'll be able to get through that wall quicker, but bullets. So yeah, I think it goes into that a bit more here. Different surface types now also visually degrade before breaking down through persistent surface damage. Buildings apple core as they start to break down, leaving their core exposed as destroyed parts create rubble and debris on the ground around it. So yeah, it looks like if you, I don't know, maybe you've got an LMG, you don't have any explosives on you, maybe you run out of C4, or maybe you're a class that doesn't have explosives, then you could just go ham on a wall and eventually it's going to break, make a hole in it. I kind of like that. I mean, if it's like a giant cement wall, maybe not, but if it's like the wall of a house that's made up of bricks and you can kind of apple core, as it said there, your way through it, that's pretty sick. I'm not expecting Rainbow Six Siege levels of destruction here where you can make individual holes. New mechanics allow you to create more destruction related opportunities during gameplay, as well as being able to influence your surroundings through the use of different weapons or vehicle types. For example, this is really cool by the way, and I've seen this in some of the leaked footage. Rubble caused by destruction now remains on the battlefield and allows you to create and use new opportunities for cover and protection. That is sick. That's really cool. The fact that in previous Battlefield games, if you shot the side of a building and rubble dropped down, for example, that rubble drop, if it landed on a bunch of soldiers, it might have done some damage and maybe got you some kills, like in BF3, Grand Bazaar, Seine Crossing, that kind of thing. But now it's going to drop down, maybe you get a kill, but then the rubble will build up and you can use that as cover. You could use that to block line of sight for an enemy, for example. Strong gameplay implications here. I love this. It feels like they've really put a lot of emphasis and effort into the destruction. And then it follows with this video here. There's no audio on it, so you're not going to hear any audio. We can imagine. I'll do the sound effects. And there you go. Rubble creates a new route through the building, jumps up through another hole, and then you got a little flank. I've seen some comments saying this is too much destruction for one RPG. It is a lot of destruction. To be honest, like, they can change this, tweak this, tone it down, whatever. Battlefield, for me, is a cinematic experience. I like this. I like this a lot. I feel like the explosion is satisfying, the smoke that's coming out here, the effects. Yeah, there's no textures, but it's knocking off sides of the wall, and it creates this rubble here, which he then climbs up, climbs through the building, through another hole, and then into another fight. Before, I mean, look, there's no route there. Maybe there's an alleyway here, but here's another flank that you could do. Amazing. And I hope that they have this level of emergent narrative with the destruction on all of the maps in the game. I don't want this to just be on this map. This map is called Abbasid, based on the leaks. It's the urban map that they showed in the initial teaser trailer. Just imagining that with the sound. Not my sound effects, obviously. They were awful, but yeah, a huge rubble pile. Lovely. Oh. Just imagine popping through a wall with a RPG or M320 or something. Love it. Hope it will be well optimized. Wish you the best, DICE. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't affect the performance too much. And then it goes a bit into describing the clip. Above is an early pre-alpha example that showcases the ability to destroy a wall to quickly traverse through the building and reach the other side. Without this tactical impact, you would have to either run around the block or navigate through staircases to get to the other side. You just bam, you just punch right through. Be careful in how you use destruction to your advantage, as one advantage to you would also be an advantage to the enemy. Yeah, you could screw yourself by doing this, but it might be the push that your squad needed to get through to an objective and cap it, or an MCOM, something like that, with Rush. And this exposed flooring could now be used by them to counter this new route. Feedback and validation. Insights we're gathering range from everything between destruction as a tactical element to you as a player being able to differentiate between non-destructible and destructible environments. I imagine that's pretty difficult, because people might just start shooting everything and you might not be able to destroy it. At this stage of testing within Battlefield Labs, our main focus points are understanding which environments can or cannot be destroyed, and which type of firepower is required for different material types. Okay, so you can't shoot through everything with a gun. You'll have to use RPGs and explosives then. Which type of firepower? Or maybe a pistol won't work, but an SMG will. The impact of collateral damage from debris and destructible elements, tactical use of destruction to create new pathing or persistent environments. The more of that, the better. I like that kind of thing. I don't like destruction for the sake of it. I want it to have an impact. Balancing the ecosystem of damage through firepower and destruction. Yeah. So if you can just shoot everything down, that's going to be too much, obviously. Our learnings so far. Our goals for our initial Battlefield Labs play sessions were to test server performance, gunplay and movement, and for participants to get an initial understanding of what's next for Battlefield. Participants have now played through multiple sessions and offered up thousands of pieces of feedback. As we start testing other topics such as destruction, we wanted to share some of our initial learnings and next steps coming out of those play sessions. We encountered some initial issues with server stability and performance, which provided valuable data for us to adjust their configurations. Although they've sacrificed a load of surprises for the game because it's been data mined, everything's out there, at least for the core community. I think mainstream, a lot of people don't know that there's like a BR coming, single player portal, all that stuff's been data mined now. But for this kind of data, it's worth it because they're testing on a much bigger scale than they've ever done before a launch. So hopefully at launch, you don't get all these mega lag problems and bugs and glitches. We've already seen that follow-up play sessions offered a smoother gameplay experience for participants, and that we're on the right track to start scaling further testing with more participants in the future. For gunplay, we've learned that while gunplay feels in a good spot, there's further balancing to be done to the different weapon archetypes and their damage values. Feedback on movement suggests that we need to continue iterating on finding the right balance in speed. I know this has been a bit of a hot topic in the community, some people saying the gameplay looks a bit too fast. Namely for functionality like crouch sprint, combat rolling, vaulting and more. Be sure to check out our previous community update if you're interested in learning more about our design philosophy and goals for gunplay and movement. Lastly, as we move our focus back to destruction, we have seen feedback around the balancing of destructible objects across the map and the fine-tuning of damage levels of surfaces. Destruction will be an ongoing topic within our play sessions, and we'll continue to test these and other areas of destruction throughout upcoming play sessions. What's next? Sign up for BF Labs now. So yeah, if you're interested in maybe getting in the playtests, you can sign up for it. There's a link there, go.ea.com. Maybe just Google that and find it. I'm on the Steam page right now, by the way. So yeah, another new gameplay clip. Sweet destruction. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention as well. This is related to destruction. And I think I mentioned this in a previous video where I was covering some of the leaks. There's a video I've seen where a player has a sledgehammer and they're using the sledgehammer to knock down portions of a wall. I think you could do that in BattleBit, right? You could equip a sledgehammer and just go ham on a wall. Looks like you can do that in this game now. So you can be that guy. Just Wreck-It Ralph, destroying everything. Yeah, there it is. Little update for you guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts below. Hope you have a great weekend. Drop me a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.